Solo 401k real estate investing. We're going to talk all about this. I really appreciate the question and the topic matter of solo 401ks and real estate investing. There's really two questions here. We're going to talk about how to tackle both of these. The real estate investing side is going to require some self-directed, which we're going to get into here in just a minute. But first, let me just jump right over. This is the IRS's website. Probably not one you enjoy coming to or you read late at night when you're bored, but it does have some information. So the idea with this is solo 401ks. There's some nicknames. They're basically a one participant 401k, also known as solo 401ks or solo Ks or UMKs. I've never heard of that one. I've heard of the solo case, one participant K, the solo 401ks. And basically what is the participant, one party participant. So the one participant 401k plan isn't a new type of 401k plan. It's a traditional 401k plan covering a business owner with no employees or a person and their spouse. Now, why is this important to us as real estate investors? Because you probably don't have any employees if you're just getting started, and you and your spouse could start a 401k or a solo 401k. Now, one of the things that's cool is you do have some limits so you can put money in and how much you can put in and how you can fund that. So it's something, if you're just getting started or doing a few fix and flips, you could get a 401k just for yourself. It's something to look into. You're going to want to talk to someone that sets these up to get some more details on it. But let's jump over to the real estate investing side of this and what's important. When you do find a custodian that's going to help with this, you need to find someone that's called self-directed. Okay, so basically what this allows you to do is decide where you want to put your money. Okay, so what happens if you have a 401k and you've got it at your work, let's say it's at your office, you don't own the office, you've got an office, your employer runs it, that type of stuff. They limit the number of investments that you can do. They're saying these are the investments that we will allow. We'll allow this, which they'll allow some stock trading. They might not allow you to do some options, that type of stuff. They basically limit. And the idea with that is they're saying we're smarter than you. We want to make sure you don't do something stupid. So we're going to limit that because we don't want you to come sue us or anything else, right? So the opposite of that is what's called a self-directed. And a self-directed allows you to make whatever investments. You can make investments in gold, or you can make investments in art, or you can make investments in real estate, or you can make investments in loans where you could actually own some loans. Those things are not available with most typical office plans because they are not what is called self-directed. So if you want to use a 401k or a solo 401k for some self-directed activities, what you're going to need to do is find a custodian that will allow you to do self-directed. That's all you've got to do and set it up with them. They are going to charge some administrative fees, which is wonderful. We want them to administer this for you, and you want them to take care of some of the paperwork and some of the filings. You're going to pay them to do that, but it's called self-directed. Now the question is, what can I do with that? What can I do with my self-directed? And as we talked about here, there's a variety of different investments that you can actually do with your self-directed, and we're going to talk about a few of them. But before I do, and before I talk about a few of these, I would like to ask you to hit that thumbs up button if you've been enjoying what you've been seeing here today. And if you're not already, please consider subscribing. So let's talk about this and what we can actually do here with the different types of investments that we have. So one thing that you can do is you can wholesale. So what you can do is take, say, $5,000 out of your 401k, or maybe $1,000 out of your 401k. You can put it as earnest money down on a house, and then you can go and sell that contract to somebody else. If you sell that contract for $10,000, you earned yourself $9,000, which is going to go to your 401k. And the nice thing, you can do this post-tax or pre-tax. In one way, it's considered a Roth 401k. If it's not, it's considered a traditional. Let's describe the difference of these real quickly. With a Roth 401k, you pay no tax when you take the money out. With a Roth, you actually pay tax before you put the money in. So what happens with your Roth is you get paid, let's say you get $5,000, and let's say you pay $1,000 in tax. Then you put $4,000 into your Roth. You have already paid the taxes on this. This money can grow over the years, 20 years or whatever the case is, and all the money it makes does not have any tax. So you're not paying tax on the growth of the money. And then let's say this is worth $20,000 down the road. When you take that money out, as long as you do your distributions properly at the appropriate age, there's some rules around this, you pay zero tax. This is one that I am partial to because I see governments raising taxes quite frequently. So that's one part of it, right? The other one is actually the 401k, the traditional. And with the traditional, you pay zero tax when you put the money into the 401k. But when you take the money out of the 401k, at that point, you pay tax. So the interesting thing with a traditional, you get a tax write-off. So you actually save yourself a little bit in taxes now when you get a tax write-off, and then you pay taxes later. And it really comes down to this question. Do you think your taxes will be higher when you're 60 years old, 59 and a half, or 65? Or do you think they're higher? Are they higher now, or will they be higher then? That's the question you've got to ask yourself. The other thing you can do is a combination of both of these, where you have some Roth and you have some 401k, where you're taking some advantage of some write-offs now, and you put some money in the Roth. Again, that's all really above and beyond the conversation that we're having here, but I want to talk about this so you realize. Now, another type of investment that we can be doing here, and I need to get some space. We're going crazy here. Another one that you can do is you can buy a rental property. You can take the money out of here. You can buy a rental property. You may have to have all the cash because most of the time it has to be a non-recourse loan, which is hard to get. But let's say you had a bunch of cash, you bought a rental property, you get $1,500 a month or whatever you get, you pay it back, that grows, you can buy a rental property. The other thing you can do is you can do some fix and flips, right? You can take that money, you can go purchase a property, you can sell it, maybe you make $30,000 when it's said and done, and it comes back over, and it just keeps going. So you can do these investments within your 401k or your solo 401k, as long as you have it with a self-directed custodian, which is what's going to be really important. Now, with all of these deals, one of the things you're going to need is a property value analysis, which helps you determine what a property's worth. Because if you're interested in these alternative investments, you've got to stay really close up with what the values of properties are. And I've got a form I've put together that I'll give you absolutely for free. Just text me your email address to 435-294-0433, and I'll send you over that property value analysis. I've also got a video you're going to want to check out. I'll put on the screen here, how to get 100% financing for real estate. It's going to help you immensely if you're interested in real estate investing. And I've got a blog, top 5 reasons to invest your money in real estate. I'll put it in the comments below so you can read up on that. Otherwise, again, if you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing and make it a very profitable day. Bye for now.